Hey guys, welcome back to Office 365 Concepts. In today's video, we will dive into the world of message trace and I'll show you how to efficiently track and analyze the delivery of emails in Microsoft 365 environment. Whether you are troubleshooting email issues or monitoring email flow, understanding how to run a message trace is an essential skill for any Microsoft 365 administrator. So let's get started. Message trace tracks the flow of emails as they travel through your Exchange Online organization. With the help of message trace, you can check if the email was delivered to the recipient, it was failed, rejected, or it was deferred. Message trace also shows what actions were taken on the email before it reaches to its final status. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the message trace. To run message trace, you will go to Microsoft 365 Admin Center. You will go to Exchange. In Exchange Admin Center, you will click Mail Flow and then you will go to Message Trace. If you want to run a message trace, you can click Start a Trace, but we will look into this later. Now on this page, you can see default queries. These are the built-in queries provided by Microsoft 365. Let's say you want to check how many emails are sent from your Exchange Online tenant using your default domain. Default domain is a domain set as default in your tenant. If you want to check your default domain, go to Microsoft 365 Admin Center, go to Settings, and go to Domains. And here you can see this particular domain is set as default. Coming back to message trace, let's click on this query. Here you can see the default domain is selected in senders and time range is set to 1 day. If you click on search, it will show you the emails those are sent by the users in 1 day using your default domain. If you want to see how many emails did you receive in your tenant for your default domain, you can run this query. Here you can see this domain is added in recipients. If you want, you can remove this domain and you can add any other domain if you have in your tenant. And again, time range is set as 1 day by default. If you want to run this query, you can simply click search and it will show you the results based on the query. If you want to see pending emails for your primary domain, that means the emails those are sent to your primary domain but are not yet delivered, you can run this query. If you want to see the emails those were quarantined in last 7 days, you can run this query. In this query, you can see sender and recipient are blank because this query will generate a message trace report for all the emails those were delivered to your tenant but sent to quarantine. Time range is set to 7 days and delivery status is set to quarantined. Do not worry, we are going to discuss all these options very soon. And if you want to check all the failed emails in your tenant, you can run this query. Next is custom queries. Custom queries are the message trace queries. Those are saved by the administrators for the future use. Let's say I run a message trace and I'll click save. Now this query will be saved. I'll give it a name, click save. Let's close this window. Let's go to custom queries. And here we can see the query that we just saved. Next is auto-saved queries. Auto-saved queries are the last 10 most recently run queries. If you want to see what message trace queries you or any other administrator ran recently, you can check those queries from here. You can open any query, you can see what conditions were selected, and you can run the same query again. And next is downloadable reports. When you run message trace, let me show you practically. Here you have three options for report output. If you select CSV file, either for enhanced summary report or extended report, these files can be downloaded from this section, which is downloadable reports. So let's run a message trace and let's discuss all these options one by one. First is senders. If you want to run a message trace for a particular sender, you can type the email address of a user of your organization here, or you can run this message trace for one of your domains as well. So basically, if you want to check how many emails a user from my organization has sent, or how many emails are sent from one of my domains, you can add the email address of the user or the domain name here. Next is recipients. If you want to see how many emails your users have received or how many emails your domain has received, you can add the domain name or the email address here. You can also use a combination of sender and recipient. Let's say I want to check how many emails an external user has sent to a user of my organization. So in sender, I'll type an external user, for example, abc@gmail.com. And in recipient, I'll type one of my users, for example, abc@office365concepts.com. And I'll click search. So this way, This message trace will show me how many emails that Gmail user has sent to one of my users, that is abc at office365concepts.com. Similarly, I can type domain name also. Let's say I want to find out how many emails Microsoft domain has sent to my organization. So in senders, I'll type asterisk at Microsoft.com. I'll leave recipients all because I want to find how many emails Microsoft has sent to my organization, and click search. This way you can see how many emails Microsoft has sent to your organization. But if you want to find emails those are sent from Microsoft to a particular domain of your organization, then in recipient you can type your domain. For example, asterisk at and your domain name, like this. So this way you can find the emails those are sent from Microsoft to this domain. Next is time range. Let's say I want to find emails those were sent or received in last 2 days. So here I'll select 2 days or two and I'll click search. And this will show me the emails those were sent or received in last 2 days as per the conditions selected above. If you leave sender and recipient blank, it will give me a report of all the emails those are sent and received in last 2 days. You can run message trace for maximum 90 days. You cannot go beyond 90 days. You can also select dates as per your choice using custom time range. Here you can select the time zone as per your country and you can select the date and time from here. Next is delivery status. With the help of delivery status, you can filter the message trace results. The default value is all. However, if you want to see only the delivered emails in message trace, you can select delivered and run message trace. This message trace query will show you the emails those were successfully delivered to the recipients. This will not show you the emails those were failed or quarantined or deferred. Similarly, if you want to see the emails those were expanded by a distribution group, you can select expanded. When you send an email to a distribution group, that email is distributed to all its recipients and an event is created in message trace with name expanded. So whenever you see expanded event in message trace, that means the email was distributed to the members of the group. Next is failed. If you want to see only the emails those were failed, you can select this status and run message trace. Next is pending. Pending means the emails are not yet delivered. And same way you can run message trace for quarantined emails or for the filtered as spam emails. And next is getting status. This means the email was recently received by Microsoft 365 server, but the status data is not yet available. So this way you can run message trace on the basis of delivery status. Next is message ID. Message ID is also called as client ID, that is found in message ID field in email header. You can also find the message ID of an email from message trace. For example, you can run message trace, and if you find an email, open the email, scroll it down and expand more information, and here you can see the message ID. Now let's say I want to run message trace on the basis of message ID. I'll simply copy the message ID. I'll go back to message trace and I will type the message ID here. And when I'll run this search, it will give me the results based on the message ID. Message ID is basically used to filter message trace results. An important piece of information for you here: if you are troubleshooting an issue where email is not received by all the members of a distribution list, always run message trace with message ID. This way, message trace will show you to how many members that email was delivered or it was failed. Next is direction. Direction is used to filter message trace results on the basis of email direction. If you select all, next is direction. Direction is used to filter message trace results on the basis of email direction. If you leave the default value, that is all, in that case, message trace will show you all the emails. Those are sent from your organization and received by your organization. If you select inbound, then message trace will show you only the emails those were received in your organization. And if you select outbound, then message trace will show you the emails those were sent from your organization. Next is original client IP address. If you want to find out how many emails are sent from a particular machine, you can type the machine IP address here and run message trace. This way you can filter the message trace results on the basis of an IP address. Next is report type. In Exchange Online, you get message trace report in three types: summary report, enhanced summary report, and extended report. If you're running a message trace for less than 10 days and you need instant report, you can choose summary report. In case of summary report, results are displayed within the message trace. And if you want to download message trace report in CSV file, you can either run enhanced summary report or extended report. But there's a difference between these two reports. Enhanced summary report will give you results like sender address, recipient status, email subject, email size, message ID, and connector ID. But if you need more details about an email like client IP address, server host name, event IDs, recipient count, or you want to know which filters took action on the email, then you can run extended report. Extended message report is also called extended message trace or EMT. When you select either enhanced summary report or extended report and when you click next, here you will type the email address of the mailbox where the report will be sent. And when you click submit or prepare report, this particular report will be available to download under downloadable reports. You can see here the report is getting prepared and you can track the status of this report under downloadable reports. I hope you found this guide helpful in understanding the process of tracking and analyzing email delivery within Microsoft 365 environment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more Office 365 tutorials and productivity tips. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.